Welcome to another episode of Let's Smoke About It with your host, Captain Daddy.
Oh, Monkey Boss!
And Don, Chicago.
And
our
we'll get a
guest.
Milkman.
Welcome.
The one and only, the legendary Milkman.
I appreciate it.
It's been a while since we've had you on the show.
It's episode 8.
It was episode 8, wasn't
What?
it?
Oh, I was
Eight
like,
or
no, it's
nine?
not episode 8. We're
That
like
was the last
30
time I was here.
We're 32 now.
Yeah,
We're
it's been a
not
minute.
on episode 32.
We're about to have
We
a
are.
midlife
32.
crisis.
Are we really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God damn. We've been doing this too long.
32 weeks of podcasting.
I didn't realize you texted me.
I did.
I just looked at my phone.
I did such a thing.
Big pancake.
I picked
But
up
wasabi,
some packets.
everybody. Sorry, we went to Memorial Weekend. Told you last podcast that we were going to be a week late. And look at that.
We're a week late.
It's that week late.
Holy shit.
Not in terms of pregnancy, which is a good thing.
I'm a week late on my pregnancy.
On your
Like,
pregnancy?
no, I
you should
missed-
have given birth already. But
Yeah, I missed my pregnancy date. I just slept through it. I'm like, ah, shit.
guess I gotta
Where'd the
keep
kid
them
go?
baking in the
It
oven.
should disappear because once you miss the date, it just kind of like
Just
gone.
goes to the shadow realm.
it's just
Your
like
body
you never,
just absorbs the fetus.
Oh no, I slept in.
I have gained so much nutrients. It's almost like natural steroids.
I am
Used to
super.
become.
I am as strong as a man plus a baby.
How much stronger does that actually make you?
Not very.
Yeah, what is a baby strength equivalent?
It'd be
to?
kind of crazy though if you could like absorb its like learning curve because of
Baby?
how much like you learn between the ages of like 0 and 5.
What if you get the added memory space of the baby?
I mean, you wouldn't remember shit initially.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just blank on one half of your brain. Like you still
for
have.
like the next 5 years.
Yeah, like you were saying, you
remember
learn
shit.
things just as fast
So
or
much
whatever.
faster. I would take full advantage of that. I'd learn all the shit that I've been wanting to learn for
Yeah,
like
because
the
now you
last
have that
however
extra
long.
learning space.
Can't remember what the number was, but back when my child was first born, I heard a statistic that children learn between like 100 or so words like every day or something like that, depending on what they're around. I guess how many words they hear.
That's
which is
why they
insane.
learn the word fuck so simply. They hear it said 25 times throughout the day by their parents and they just don't realize it.
What if both the parents are like deaf or mute?
They learn how to move their hands real fast.
They become a bilingual speaker with sign language and just English.
Nice to meet you.
Because
Wow.
Learn those Naruto hand signs real fast.
Oh yeah.
Fireball.
I
jutsu,
was gonna
no
say
problem.
that'd probably be one of the useless things if I had that extra learning curve that I'd learn is just how to do all the signs and do them in rapid succession.
boar, monkey, dog.
I'd also like go about learning like a new language as many times as I can, like
It
just
helps against Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's against old timers.
Old timers?
Old timers disease.
All timers, man. All times. Yeah,
I mean-
it helps your brain if you do learn a second language.
Oh yeah.
Keeps you mentally healthy.
I'll
Have you
learn
ever
bits
seen
and pieces.
I can't remember what they're called.
Nammers.
No.
Polyamorous.
Polylingualists.
Yeah. I can't remember the actual name, but the people who speak like upwards of like 5 to 10 to 15 languages.
Which is crazy.
Have you ever seen two of them get into a conversation?
No.
Oh, it's fucking nuts.
So they just change
They
randomly.
they just keep going. Well, because a lot of it is like just, oh, do you understand this language? Oh, a little bit. And then they'll just sit there and converse in that a little bit. And it's like, what about this? And, like completely switch to Russian. And then they go to like Korean and then back to like Scandinavian. It's crazy.
I think we've
to
gone
listen
all
to.
across like Europe now.
You know what I think is a little intense is how people who are multilingual can dream in other languages too and whatnot. Like,
Yeah, that would drive me crazy.
that'd be insane. You're just having a dream and all of a sudden someone's talking to you in Portuguese.
You're on the harbor, Portugal for some reason. Like you're just some.
I've never dreamed about this a day in my life.
Yeah.
What happened?
You're just
Why
some.
am I now a fisherman?
Yeah, you're just a fisherman on the ports of Portugal. Everyone's talking to you in Portuguese.
I think my favorite part about it would be like movies. I wouldn't have to ever worry about having subtitles on. I could just watch movies
Oh.
See,
from anywhere.
I have a problem with English already with that because a lot of the times the movie's like really quiet when it comes to like dialogue. So I turn them on to make sure I don't miss any of the words.
That's true. I'll still have the subtitles on, but I wouldn't have to look at them.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, it's a Korean movie? Well, I know Korean, so
I mean, that would
get at
definitely
me.
be a good test to see how much you could actually like pick up and like remember
Mm-hmm.
and like true understanding in terms of like how well you can really understand the language and like full conversational rather than just, oh, I can speak enough to have a conversation with somebody for Korea.
Well, and it also opens up more movie opportunities because you
Exactly.
don't have to rely on if the movie has subtitles or not. It's like, I speak the language.
Yeah.
I speak a Mandarin.
Yeah,
So
but
like the super indie films or whatever.
Shaishan.
I feel like
No, I don't know if that's a
haven't-
film.
I feel like I've also kind of developed, like, I almost always have subtitles on just because, like, now if I listen to a movie, like what you were saying, the dialogue's so quiet, like, I feel like it's worse than it used to be. Because before I started watching anime and getting used to subtitles all the time, like, I felt like hearing a movie was usually never an issue. And
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, like, I put a movie on and there's no subtitles. I'm like, what was it? What did they say?
What
What do you say? Are they whispering?
Well, it's one of those things where you don't want to miss any of it, and if you do, you feel like you missed too much information. Then you go back, and it's just like a few filler words. You're like, oh, that doesn't matter.
Right.
That's why he spoke so quietly.
And then an explosion goes off because you turned it up to hear it, and then that next scene is loud as hell.
It's loud as fuck.
And it's like, oh God, turn it down. Oh, dialogue, turn it back up.
Well, that's what I hate about watching movies, like when I'm going to sleep, because it's usually the dialogue is too quiet. Then you turn it up to the point where like you can hear it kind of over. I mean, this is how I sleep anyway. I hear it over the fan, and then like fighting or something happens where there's like a lot of music or like you're saying explosions during like an action movie, and it's
Yeah.
just so loud.
It's just-
oh my god.
Yeah,
They turned that up to 11 for
a
some
big,
reason.
big like gunfight scene.
That's like,
Yeah,
so
that's hard to
sometimes,
sleep through. You're just like, yeah, there's a war going on outside, but whatever. I'll
Like-
just sleep through this one.
sometimes we fall asleep with, not sometimes, all the time, fall asleep with American Dad on. And for some reason, there's certain times in the night, the intro is so loud.
It's through Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, USA. It's like,
So
oh
much
my
louder.
God, I
Yeah.
gotta turn this down. I'm awake.
But then you turn it down, and then it gets to the actual show, and everything's so quiet
Yeah.
throughout like the rest of the episode.
But it's so inconsistent. It's not every episode is like that. It's just certain ones. The title is, the intro is just
So
loud.
I
Good morning,
remember
USA.
back, it was like a couple years ago, but my ex used to get so mad at me because I'd watch American Dad going to sleep, and it was that same problem. The intro was just louder than shit. She's like, I wake up all the goddamn time.
I've actually
that.
kind of noticed that because I'm up all night and I'll like go out for my 3 a.m. cigarette or whatever, and I can hear it really loudly through there. I'm like, are they asleep? Like,
Yeah, I do
Can
not
they
sleep
sleep?
with that loud. Well, and then there's times I've noticed that Hulu does, or it could be Hulu or the Chromecast, but like it's so loud after I've connected, and then I go to turn it down, and then one volume knob down almost mutes the whole thing. Like it's super quiet.
yeah, I think it starts
Almost
at like
like
a
reverse
default,
it.
like it's all the way up, but it's actually like 2/3 of the way filled, and when you hit down, it puts it to like half. I don't know.
Yeah, it's-
Chromecast is really weird.
It's so weird. It's like, what? Why were you loud in the first place? Why can't you remember the volume I set you at when I passed out to you?
I haven't like had anything on while I sleep in a long time now. I just go to bed. I don't throw anything on.
This episode brought to you by Pepsi.
Pepsi Cola.
That's a Coke.
It's not a Coke.
They
Not a
don't know
fan.
that?
It's one of those blue Cokes.
You seen their new marketing things that they've been trying to do?
No.
Rather than just sell like Pepsi, it's like ribs are better with the Pepsi.
Oh, they're tagging things in with
Yeah.
it now.
I'm trying to sell. They're getting into the rib game, the meat industry.
No, it's just they do it with all sorts of stuff. It's like a guy's out there like cooking ribs or whatever, and then he cracks open a Pepsi and like forgets what he's doing for a quick second. And then his wife is like, "Hey, are the ribs done?" He's like, "Oh yeah." And he goes and tries to take them off, and then it's the tag. It's got like a plate of meat and then a Pepsi sitting next to it. It's like ribs. They're better with a Pepsi.
Maybe not. He almost forgot about him.
I was gonna say,
Because of his Pepsi.
You're too busy getting lost in that Pepsi.
I mean, I like Pepsi, but I've never gotten so lost in a soda. I forgot what I was doing.
You've just been standing there for 10
Oh yeah, I'm
minutes.
working on my car. Holy shit, man, that
Laying
Pepsi
underneath
is
it.
just so fucking good.
Oh shit! I'm sleeping with my wife.
They must have put the cocaine back in these drinks. I read earlier today that like back in like 1894, whenever the first Coke came out, there's about 3.5 grams of cocaine in each bottle.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, I knew they had it in it, but I didn't know how much, like, the ratio to coke.
I mean, it definitely explains why all of our great-grandparents used to say that they could walk uphill in the snow to school and
Up
back
and down
home.
a hill.
Yeah.
Well, could you imagine what the world would be like if there was still cocaine in Coca-Cola?
Dude, it wouldn't be like it
Definitely
is right
forget about
now.
those ribs.
Yeah, definitely forget about those ribs. Charlie. What was your name?
Listen to me. It would just be interesting. It's like, yeah, we put drugs in our everyday drinks.
Caffeine's a drug.
Exactly. But
It's just
let's
as a
put an actual, like, drug.
Speaking of the caffeine addiction, have you guys seen the thing in regards to how adding something like caffeine to our vegetables could make the world like a better place?
I could
Because you
believe
get
that.
addicted to the vegetables.
Yeah, it turns into like you initially spray it on as like a chemical like additive like you would for like pesticides and stuff onto the vegetables.
Yeah.
And then people become addicted to eating the vegetables for the caffeine, and then eventually they get like mass produced to just have the caffeine, so you don't have to worry about spraying them down. And then because of that, like a bunch of different animals and stuff would also be like more productive and be able to like reproduce and things like that a lot faster.
Because of eating healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes on like this whole long tangent about how it could help like the world, and I'd have to find the post again, but it was actually really interesting to see, like, just not for our benefit of just eating vegetables that we're addicted to, but there's a lot of like benefits that could come from that.
That makes sense, actually. I think
Yeah.
I need to start caffeinating my veggies.
Yeah.
Just marinate them in some caffeine.
How would you go about getting just like raw caffeine?
You can go to Walmart.
Really?
Is it?
Just get a
I
syringe.
don't know.
I was gonna say, I'm like, they have
Would
raw
ca-
caffeine.
You can get caffeine capsules.
I was gonna say, do they
Oh,
come in
that's
a
fair.
powder
Yeah.
or are they
I was,
liquid?
I was
don't know if they
thinking
come in
that,
powder.
or like they have caffeine pills, and I can just crush them up and snort them, or put them on my vegetables.
I'm taking that straight to
Some
the
caffeine
heart.
powdered celery.
You inject all your celery with caffeine. You have a little needle.
It's like that episode of American Dad where they were injecting the celery with lard to get Stan to eat more and get
Oh,
fatter
yeah, because he
thought
thinks-
he was fat.
And he's skin and bones.
He had his imaginary
Stan, you
trainer.
need to eat. Don't listen to him, bro. Your family's out to get you.
You're
they don't
fat.
believe in you.
You got to start seeing exercise everywhere. Look at those kids. Potential dumbbells. Let's go. Shut up and help me count. Just curling the kids.
I know, but she doesn't wear makeup. Talking about Haley. It'd be a lot prettier if you wore makeup.
It was actually a really good episode on like body dysmorphia or whatever, like the condition is for people with anorexia and shit.
Gets off the treadmill and he lifts his shirt up and he looks like he's even gained weight. And
Yeah, but when he finally looks in the mirror and it like shows it from someone else's perspective, it actually surprised me a lot. I was like, whoa.
He looks like
Yeah,
a
kinda.
Dorito.
That fucked me up a little bit.
yeah, like just how like broad his shoulders are and just everything else just goes down.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a walking Dorito.
And then they take him to the class for people with anorexia, but it's just a bunch of like teenage girls.
Oh yeah, and he gets
So,
taught how to
has
move his food.
Has your father like gone through any traumatic experiences, like recently cut from the cheerleading team? A popular girl made fun of him.
Francine falls in the pool of food.
He never ate the food. He moved the food. He just moved the food.
Just the whole graveyard of food.
Yeah, all into the pool
He's
tarp.
just feeding Klaus. He ends up breaking out of his bowl.
What were you talking to me about yesterday about this? Oh,
About
yeah,
the topic for
bachelor
today?
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna wait for a good segue to kind of bring it up. We were kind of
Here it
going
is.
on a roll. Yeah, here's the segue.
Oh, I didn't grab my
Today's
helmet.
primary topic is about bachelor parties. Two of us in the room have only had bachelor parties. Did you have a bachelor party?
I had a bachelor party.
Okay.
He was there.
I was gonna say I didn't know you then.
We got fucked
I've
up
only
in the
heard
woods.
about your wedding, so I don't know.
It's
what it
great
was about.
because when we woke up, his tent had fallen down.
Oh, you went camping?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I still have a picture, I think, on my phone of like all the alcohol that we bought.
Oh wow.
So we had to cross state lines to get like good alcohol. And
You were in Utah, right?
Yeah, it's
Gross.
3-2 beer.
Disgusting. Literally drinking piss at that.
It is. It is the grossest thing in the world. We I thought he just took his tent down and he was out like meandering in the woods because it's the woods, whatever.
So he was asleep in a broken down.
Yeah,
tent.
and then he just sits up in the tent. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? He's still in the tent.
Yeah, I'm in the tent in a sleeping bag. I'm like, what's happening?
The tent has fallen down
Wake up,
on
it's
him.
just a tent on your face. You're like, hold up. This doesn't seem right.
Where am I?
I just wasn't ready for it because, like I said, I didn't think anyone was in it, and it just sits up. It's like, oh.
Oh my god, someone's in there.
Someone's still in there.
Corpse has risen from the dead.
Find that zipper when it's fallen down.
Dude, I couldn't find my way out of that tent. I was stuck in that tent. Such a weird morning too, because I was so fucking trashed, and like I woke up all like groggy and hungover, and inside a collapsed tent, and it was like moist and like it had rained or something.
Nice dew on the ground.
I was like, what the
Oh,
hell is
I
that?
thought you were referring to like just the amount of CO2 that you'd let out throughout the night, and it was
The tent's just
moist,
dripping.
like, on the inside of the tent.
No, outside of the tent.
Hodden didn't say shun.
Gross.
Yeah.
So,
No, I'm glad it's due.
So both of our bachelor parties were camping.
Yeah, dude, that's the best way to do it because you can't. No one can tell you to stop, and you're not harassing anyone because you're just out in the woods.
Yeah.
I got too fucked up at yours before we even got there.
I have a
Yeah.
pretty bad track record of like having weird shit happen to me at bachelor parties. if I had a nickel for every time something weird happened to me at a bachelor party, I'd have 2 nickels. It's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with that stat, that's 2 for 2. That's 100% track record of something weird happening.
I drove my ass out to the camping spot at like noon and spent 5 hours by myself.
I'm sorry.
Sitting in the campsite.
Their plans
Just
were
chilling.
thwarted.
Were you actually at the one that we ended up staying at?
No, it was different.
No, it was originally the one we were going
Yeah,
to.
he was at the real one, the one that was taken
It
up.
was just right off the side of the road, right? Like at one of those.
I have no
points.
idea. It was dark by the time we were over there.
Yeah, it was like right off the side of the road, but it was like 3 different campsites next to each other, and there were like a couple people already near us. And we're like, oh, let's go find another spot that's more secluded. And spent the rest of the night looking for a place.
I was gonna say that's why that other group didn't join us. They were supposed to head up, but they couldn't find it, right?
Well, yeah, I think they went to the original site that
Yeah.
we had given them
I was gonna say,
directions
'cause
to.
we geotagged that spot too.
Yeah. And then they made it up there and checked out the spot, and we weren't there. And then also apparently continued and went down the path further looking for us and all that. And dude, the signs that like we put up,
The
put
signs.
cardboard signs on fucking trees, like it looked exactly like the tree. I was like, are they gonna be able to see it? And like, can't remember who did the signs. They were like, yeah. They're gonna see it. There's no problem.
It'll be fine.
It was a
It's super
combination.
visible. And we were driving to go check and look for them, and I can't even see the signs. Dude, we'll see them in a minute. And he had to point it out to me, and I was like, where is it? It's right there. What? I thought you said they'd be able to see it.
They can. It's right there. I could barely see it. Yeah, because you did the signs, well, barely on the earth in the back of the truck.
Yeah. Everyone was unloading everything because I couldn't stand up. I'm like, well, I got to do something. So I started trying to draw this or write out the signs.
I don't know where we got the sign from, but yeah, you had what?
It was just
charcoal?
cardboard from like beer cases.
Oh,
Did you use charcoal?
No, I
used
think there was a Sharpie. Like we had a Sharpie.
Oh,
or
okay.
something, a pen of some sort.
I just remember I started with the first word and it was huge, and then I tried to like write the rest of it and it was just real small because I was trying to make it so you could read all of it. It was bad.
Just look for the one with the big "the." That's us.
In hindsight, like it may have made more sense to just put giant arrows.
Really? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know
that
if they would have got it. I'm like, arrow. That's definitely for us. Not for any of the other hundreds of campers up here.
It's not a serial killer luring us into
well,
this.
see, and that's the other part about making signs is how do you make it so they know it's for them?
You got to use like the high-vis shit like that they use on stop signs.
No, I'm talking about the note. Like,
Yeah, like what do you write?
what do you write to?
You
It's got to be like
you
a
could put
universally
like
decided like
you
wording.
could put like bachelor party something or other, on there. I don't know.
I know, like when my dad was young, they had a name for their group, so they would always put that name on the sign.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and it was funny because they called themselves the Homers.
The homers.
Yeah, so they would just put Homer on a sign, and then they would know. It's like, oh, that's for us.
Do the Alex Kohler Marge growl.
We'll just call our camping sites All Fathers. Because we're all fathers.
We're, yeah. Even though Milkman's the only dad here.
He's the only actual dad. We're all phonies.
Yeah. But we all
I'm
want
a
to be
phony.
You're a big fat phony.
Hey, this guy's a phony.
Well, and for that bachelor party though, for mine, sorry. After you guys had dipped in the morning, it was just
Yeah, we did leave pretty early, didn't we?
yeah.
I think I had work the next day, so I know that's why I left.
Yeah, you guys all had like stuff that you had to do like the next day or something, or
Well,
you wouldn't have been able to stay the night another
Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
At
because
least.
we all
D-
buddied in
well,
that
and
same
Diesel was
tent.
hurting. He wasn't feeling good or something.
No, it was just you because I remember we were
I
all
felt
in that.
okay the next day. Well, and then I drank a shitload of river water.
No,
Because I was trying to hydrate myself.
because you left the tent like in the middle of the night to go
I didn't
sleep.
have no tent. I was sleeping on a cot.
Yeah,
Outside.
Yeah.
he was on the cot. For,
What one am I thinking of? I thought we were all in a.
You-
Who was I in a tent with? I just remember
I mean,
because Diesel was talking about waking up to a squirrel just yelling at him through the tent.
I just remember him dragging a log over to the campsite first thing in the morning.
That's what I do when I go camping. I don't know what it is, but I just find a log. I'm like, this will work. I just take it back.
Because I think you and him shared a tent, and then me and your homies with their like super old like 70s tent. I was in that one, like the super big, like the big like huge
Like a
tent that they
tent?
brought.
I know what tent you're talking about.
I'm
but
pretty
you
sure-
you had your own tent.
Did I?
In that tent, it was just me and my homies.
I swear I slept in. Maybe
That
I
was
did
it.
sleep in my own tent.
I
When
slept
we
in a
first
tent.
found the site, we spent a good chunk of time setting your tent up, and then set a good amount of time setting up that old school tent. Like, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck. It's really awesome. Like once it's set up and everything. But yeah, that thing's a bitch.
I think
Yeah,
I-
they don't use that anymore. They have a pop up tent that takes like 2 seconds to put up. It's amazing.
Cool.
I think I remember what you were talking about though, because I woke up from the cot at one point and then went into Diesel's truck and slept in the back seat. And he had the windows cracked, and there was literally just a squirrel just screaming. And I got up. I'm like, "What time is it?" It was like 6:15 in the morning. I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
Yeah, because I remember that because
Yeah,
he was
it was
just
super
like,
early.
this thing fucking woke me up just calling in the morning, non-stop.
Yeah, and then me and him went to the river, and I grabbed the jug of water and I filled it up with river water, and I drank it. And it wasn't horrendous, but like I remember we got back to the houses at the end of the day, and I like opened it back up and smelt it. I was just like, what was I thinking? Just drinking straight river water. Like, I didn't try to boil it to get the nasty out of it or anything.
Just
Like,
drink it
I mean,
straight.
it's better that it was moving water instead
yeah,
of just
it was
like
a stagnant
pond
lake or
of
something. Yeah,
scum and
He's
Yeah.
drinking the
Fish
green
fuck.
moss water.
It's moving water, so it's better than most. And it was cold, right? Like
Yeah.
it was pretty cold.
I mean,
Technically,
I
that's-
didn't get sick from it, so I mean that was a plus.
Didn't get dysentery.
You didn't.
I was not dysentery,
Greg
no.
died of dysentery.
Damn it, Greg! I told you not to drink the river water.
No,
It was fun though. That was a beautiful morning though.
Yeah,
Like
we
when
were
we
just
woke
sitting
up.
around singing Tenacious D songs.
it was a beautiful campsite. Really, it was a
Well,
nice.
and we were
spot.
pretty far away from everybody else.
However,
They say we were off the road, which is nice.
yeah, that was nice. But the only reason we were able to like get there and like get everything set up in that deep spot was because we had Diesel's truck.
Yep.
And
That
you
is
guys
true.
all
Because
left.
those were massive, like, mounds of
You guys all left in the morning, and all we had was freaking my homie's car, his little Nissan.
He didn't bring that over those hills, right? He parked
couldn't.
it at the...
So we packed that whole campsite and walked like a quarter mile, like 8 times, like back and forth, loading that car up, and it was horrible. It was
Oh,
so
man.
hot.
I remember that because I had to park on the road too. That was the only vehicle that could get to the campsite.
And we didn't think about it when you guys left. We were like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, We'll take care of it or whatever. And then like it just hit us. We're like, we have to pack this whole thing up and walk it on that trail. And we like loaded up the cot and like me and my homie freaking picked it up like a freaking gurney full of shit, and we just like walked it in the heat, and we had to like stop halfway through, and like I went over to the creek and just threw a bunch of water in my face.
So it was just you, him, and his lady, right? That was,
Yeah, and she was feeling like ass in the
I
morning,
know
so
she
she
didn't.
wasn't helping us.
She didn't look very good when we
So it
woke
was
up.
just me and him. We just did like so many trips.
Oh fuck!
It was horrible.
I didn't even think about that. I'm like,
I just need to get home.
We were mowing over those Mormon crickets like a mother. That whole way back. They were
So
everywhere.
gross. Just
Yeah,
pounding.
Just hear them popping underneath the tires. It's like, ugh.
When did we even? It wasn't until like 2 a.m. that we got everything finally set up and started making food, right?
Yeah, it
it's
was
like
really
2
dark.
Well, and I was out cold at that point.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
remember
you were
any of that.
gone.
I remember we got to the campsite, and because we'd been drinking the whole way up,
Since we hit the city,
that last
we
town,
had been drinking
going forward.
the entire way up since we touched dirt.
I know when I ran into you guys, you're like hanging out of the truck, like what?
were we out of the windows or were we in the truck bed at that point?
I think you were in the truck bed and you were hanging out the window.
Yeah.
'Cause while we were moving like 40 miles an hour down that road, I thought it would be a great idea to try and jump in the truck bed, and I almost
Oh yeah,
fell
we
out.
did. Yeah, a lot
It
of
was
dangerous
dumb.
stuff in the back of that truck on a dirt road.
I specifically remember when he just Diesel made a good sharp turn while you guys were standing up back there, and I see Nookie Puss over here fucking just fucking, I thought he was dead.
Slammed against the
slam
side.
over, like I thought he like hit his head on the side of the truck bed.
All there was to grab onto were like the running lights on the top of his truck. It was just the running lights. So I was like trying to hold on to something with like 3 fingers. And then he did that sharp turn. I go flying at my head against the bumper.
And then I saw you get up, and I was like, okay, he's fine, at least for now.
Yeah, then we got up there.
Yeah, because there was one time I had my hand was in your pocket, and
Yeah.
you just lost your grip on the turn because you were monkey palming it, and you're just like
We were trying
hanging
to
over
hold
the edge
on
of
to,
the
like,
bed
the
with my
window.
hand in his pocket, just holding
you
on to.
saved my life because I was like halfway over the side of the truck. That was bad.
It
But
was,
yeah,
it was an interesting time because I had already spent almost 5 hours up there, and I'm like, I have two options. I am either going to A, try and sleep in my car and just leave in the morning if it gets too dark, or go back home before it gets dark. I'm like, I'm packing up a campsite. I got like the cooler and my chair and my guitar and everything. I'm like, I'm going home.
I'm so sorry.
No one's coming.
I've been up here
we
for
were
hours.
we were being held up for so long, and I just kept trying to get people to hurry up, and I was like, dude, we need to get down there. Don's been there forever, and we need to get there because he's just waiting.
he's just been there for so long. Well, and it was already starting to get
wait
dark
like 30
by the
more
time we
minutes,
head up.
and then we'll see what happens. 30 minutes pass by, and it's like, anything? Just, nope. Like, all right, well, we're leaving.
And I didn't have cell service, so I'm like,
Yeah,
just,
I knew there was no way to contact you.
I'm just still surprised we passed each other on the road. Like the
Yeah.
odds of that
I'm so
happening.
glad that happened.
Because then once we were talking, we were only probably talking for about maybe 10 minutes, and then you guys pull up shortly behind us.
No, see, we ran
that
into
the
you guys
caravan?
first, and then us two together ran into him later
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember we were in my homie's little Nissan just trekking up the mountain, and I see the big white diesel truck, and I'm just like, is that them? Is that them? I'm pretty sure that's them. And we just finally caught up to you guys and like saw the stickers in the back window, and I was like, oh, it's them. And then we stopped, and we saw that you guys were drinking on the way up and everything. And I was like, okay, I see what's happening here. Well, let's try and find this spot. And we were almost there. We were probably only like 5 to 10 minutes away from the spot. And Don over here was on his way back down.
yeah.
And we passed by.
I'm glad I ran into you guys because I was like, I don't want to leave, but I don't have a tent.
And I'm not
I don't
sleeping.
have a way to make this comfortable.
Well, we were drinking on the way up there because we thought you guys had already been established
Yeah.
for a while.
We
So
had
we're like,
definitely not been established.
I was established, and you know what? It was kind of peaceful. I was just sitting there by myself, hanging out, playing a little bit of guitar. I moved my chair down by the river, a little creek, and I was just like playing a little tune and looking at the fishies.
Sure, that was kind of peaceful, but like I bet you it was getting a little much.
I mean, after
like,
about 3 hours, I was
yeah.
pretty fucking bored.
It's like, okay.
So, you know, I didn't
Somebody
have I didn't have a grill for like to make food for myself. I didn't have a
Did you bring
tent.
a lighter? Make
I
a
s-
fire?
He had a fire.
I had this lighter, my cigarette lighter.
Because you said you made a fire, right? And
Yeah,
you showed me a fire for
I
it.
did make a fire. Yes, I did make a small fire,
I just
and
remember we passed a little black bear cub on the
you
way.
guys you guys told me that. I never saw it. Like
And
I didn't
I
get to see
remember,
it.
like, once we got, like, the signs posted and everything and everybody was good, like, me and Diesel, like, I grabbed the hatchet. I think Diesel had, like, a bow and arrow or something, and then we went into the woods to, like, try and find that bear. Just the middle of the night. And we came back, like, 10 minutes later. I'm like, yeah, that was a bad idea. Like, I'm
bear
drunk
hunting.
off my ass. Yeah, trying to hunt a bear in the middle of the night.
With a hatchet.
Yeah.
That was a fun little trip, though. I'd only had my car for like a little while. I was like, I think it can make it up. It's pretty new.
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a trek. That road, oh my god.
My ass was
Yeah.
numb. So it was just...
Hitting all the washboards. Just
That's
Yeah.
rough.
And the suspension on my car is like really stiff. So it was even worse. It's not like I had like soft suspension or a truck or anything.
yeah. In Diesel's truck, it was nothing. Like that thing, he could fly down that road. That was
Oh, and we were blasting Iron Maiden.
Running to the hills. Sorry, I had to get
Look
some
at that Treebark!
Look at that Sheba!
I'll have to send you that video so you can take like a little clip from that video. And put it
Okay,
into
yeah,
this episode.
I'll put it right
Yeah.
here. I also have some pictures on my phone I'll put up too. Like here's this one of the river, and here's this one of the campsite, and then there's this one
What about that one?
and that one.
He got that one.
I think
got
I only
that
have like 4 pictures, but we won't tell them. We won't tell them.
Fuck, what was I gonna say?
But yeah, and then
We had
had
another
the-
camping trip.
Yeah, the camping trip. But
We
then
need
we
to do
had the
another one.
second bachelor party for Milkman.
Oh yeah, we had 2.
yeah, the redemption one because
Oh.
the first one was such a
It was-
clusterfuck.
Yeah, exactly.
When we went
Couldn't figure out what
downtown.
was happening.
We went downtown.
I remember the last part of that night very well. I don't remember the first part at all.
Which one was that one? Is that where we like went down? We tried
Went
to
downtown.
go like to fucking arcade, and like someone forgot their ID.
Yeah, Diesel didn't have
Yeah.
his ID.
Yeah.
It was expired
And
actually
then we were sitting out there hanging
because
out.
we ended at the Rhino.
Yeah. I remember the strip club.
Oh
'Cause I paid for
yeah.
yours.
Yeah.
No, I didn't pay for you. I paid
No,
for Don.
I missed out on the payouts because I was
Don, I paid for Don and Ace.
yeah.
That's right.
To get a dance.
Yeah, that was
And then
real.
they were closing because I was gonna buy you one, and then
We
I
put-
asked
sorry.
the stripper. I was just like, "Are you still doing?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm still rocking the handlebar for the wedding." She's just like, "You still got room for Dad?" She's like, "Oh yeah." And then I got a dance for free, and I got to get handsy. It was great. Ace was sitting there talking about the rainforest burning down the whole time he's getting danced. It's so weird.
I had never been to a strip club before in my life.
Neither
so
had I.
that was the first occasion of that, and
That was probably like my 3rd time.
I really enjoy that one. That one is by far my favorite one because
So I
it
was just sitting
doesn't.
there playing pool.
Exactly,
Like, I
you're
don't
sitting
know
there
what to
playing
do.
pool. The music's actually enjoyable music.
You
Like,
can
it's a-
actually go get a drink at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's you don't feel as I wouldn't say dirty, but sleazy as you do in like the other one that we have in town.
Yeah, that one.
Topless
Well,
one?
that one was more weird because yeah, cool, they're topless and whatnot, but like we were the only people there.
Yeah, it
Well,
felt
they don't have a bar, right? The one
No.
off of there's the bar right next to it. That
Yeah,
you can go
there's
to.
there's a bar next to it, but
There's
they
a
only
cover charge, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so you have to pay every time you want to get back in.
Yeah, it's a huge money sink just for naked titties.
Yeah, which
ain't worth.
the dancers they have there not worth.
I mean, we found out because that was the first time we'd been to a strip club, at least for me, ever.
It was the very first time I ever went.
So like we found out the power of a $10 bill on accident. Just because it was him and Don and I. We went down to that place.
Yeah,
like, you
and
know what?
I was in the dumps, and he was like, $10.
I'm like, I got you, man.
And man,
$10.
she came and did a handstand in my crotch and put her coochie right in my face.
Like straight up grabbed his chair, pulled him a little bit closer, and then just handstand.
Man, it's a great thing she didn't have crabs. That would have been bad for you.
Yeah.
I heard the reason I say that is because I've heard a horror story about when the Thunder from Down Under came to our town, and they had like this whole ladies' night thing at one of the concert houses, and 3 women had to go to the hospital because they had crabs in their eyes from one of the dancers.
I didn't
so
know
that's
you-
why I say that. I didn't realize it either, but apparently it's just like areas of extreme moisture rather than
Okay.
just like genitals. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
Well,
got to be careful with.
It was a one-time thing,
shooting
so.
music.
You get coochie, coochie eye crabs.
It was crazy too because I was talking to the stripper that was dancing on me, and she was talking about how there were some people there, like some of the dancers there, that like would do more depending on how much you paid them. And I'm like, well, that sounds disgusting. Which is funny because I remember when we first showed up and right in that pool area, there was like right behind us there was that little like walkway to go into like some of the more private rooms, and there's like this sweaty Arab dude that just came out with like this Latino looking dancer, and they were back there for a while. And
The sweaty look. He's just dripping.
seriously, it was just
Head
like,
to
they must
toe.
have gotten fucking
It's like,
crazy.
I think you just dropped $1,200 back there.
Well, and that's the thing, is working at the place that we did where we found out that their government like basically gives them a per diem to live here while they're going to school. That's probably what it was.
Oh,
just,
yes.
you know,
Easy
That's
money
probably
just
some
to
of his living
throw.
money to have sex with a stripper. Like, congrats.
I paid a lot of
Proud
money
of
for
you.
this.
America's great.
When we went to the strip club for my second half of the second bachelor
Redemption.
party, when we first got there, I sat down and like everyone was like, "Yeah, it's his bachelor party," and then like the chick dancing was like, "Really? Well, come here." She just puts my face right in her tits, and like I don't think it was free. I think a couple people like threw down like a few bucks for me or something. They're like, "Here,
that was
here's some money. Do something to
Oh, at
him."
the circle?
Yeah.
Yeah, like right
Yeah.
around the stage. I don't think any of us did it. I think it was just randos. Just
Probably.
other people who were there.
There was
who
one
were
dude
just-
who's sitting right next to me who I didn't even know who he was, and he's like, "Here," and he threw some money down.
I don't think this was free.
That's funny.
But and then, like what you were saying, there was that hallway with the private rooms or whatever, and when my soon-to-be wife at the time showed up at the strip club as a surprise thing, we both went back there with the stripper, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird. We got like a private dance for like super cheap, but it was like
It was a couple's dance, man.
it was weird. I didn't know how to feel about it. I'm like, I'm here with like my fiance, and this chick's just kind of dancing in front of us. Like, this is kind of weird.
What do I do with my
But-
hands?
My hand.
Just don't let the bouncer see. If the bouncer sees, he'll kick you out.
I'm just glad that like the ATM there produced actual money rather than just like strip
Instead of
club
Monopoly money.
I was gonna say, what ATM hasn't given you actual money?
I've seen it. I've heard horror stories and I've seen it in TV shows.
Like some
Where,
places, they
people-
have like the strip club specific money that you can only spend there. or
that
something.
only works at like the bar or the restaurant. Like you can't use it for the actual strippers.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa! That's a little
Pissed.
fucked up.
Yeah, I'd be
Especially
super
because they
mad.
all
Is that
usually
legal?
have.
Can they do that?
I don't think it that
you can
happens
you
here.
can give us your real
Probably
money,
in
and we'll give
Vegas,
you
but-
only our establishment money, and you have to spend it here.
To two things.
Yeah, not. It would be different if it was like you could spend it on the girls, but
Well, because
Have-
fuck,
buy
casinos
your
do
gift
that.
card or something. I don't know.
Well, and, like,
Casinos do that with chips. Why would it be so hard to do that with your Wonka bucks?
it smells like a fart.
well, it would just be like extra steps. I feel like, at least for the stripper, because it's like that's her money that she's getting from all these people and has to convert it back into real money, or we could just be giving her real money.
Yeah, you can just cut out the whole middleman to begin with.
But he was saying that that money wouldn't even work on the strippers. Like
Yeah.
it was just for the restaurant.
Yeah, so why are you even doing the
Yeah.
restaurant money in the first place?
That's just mad fucked. Like, why would you put an ATM if it didn't give real money?
It makes me think of the Patty's Bucks thing from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No,
trying to
it's its
figure
own
out how-
self-working economy. You know, that they pay the money for the Patty's Bucks, and they use the Patty's Bucks to pay for drinks, and we get money. How does this work?
They keep trying to compare it to Dave and Buster's, and they can't figure out like how it works. When you think about it, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you, Don Chicago, were to have a bachelor party, what would you hope to do?
Shit, I don't even know.
I've thought about mine a lot, and I still don't even know what I would really want to do.
Go to Shinjuku, Japan, probably. I don't
There
know.
you go.
Oh wow,
That would be sweet.
that's intense.
Like a destination bachelor party. That'd be intense
cool, though.
as shit. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
dope.
Yeah, you should spill the beans on what you want, because I think it's supposed to be usually like the best man is supposed to do what they like, organize it and stuff like that. And if
Well,
you
and-
be your best man, like you were my best man, I'll try and do whatever you want.
That's some wishful thinking.
I'll try to do with anything within reason.
We'll go to Kyoto,
Kyoto.
And then have
The restaurant or Japan?
Japan.
Yes.
Okay. Like, because there's a restaurant here.
I mean, if
that's
all
called
else,
Kyoto's.
if all else fails, yeah, we'll just go to Kyoto's.
I mean, I'm pretty damn sure there's a Kyoto steakhouse in Kyoto.
There better be. It's just not called Kyoto's. It's called
It's
home.
just no, it's just called steakhouse.
It's,
Welcome to the Steakhouse.
do they call Japanese steakhouses just steakhouses in Japan?
Why would we name it after the city that we're living in? It's welcome to the Kyoto Steakhouse in Kyoto City, Kyoto.
I mean, I'm sure there's like it wouldn't be too weird, I guess. I mean, there's probably a place in New York City. It's like NYC Pizza.
Oh, for
New
sure.
York City
Guaranteed,
Pizza.
yeah.
Like in China, do they have Chinese buffets or are they just called buffets?
They're called American buffets.
Yeah. Because
American
only
the Chinese buffets
Yes.
in China are called American buffets.
filled with like burgers and wings and shit.
Yeah, like corn dogs and mac and cheese.
Yeah.
They have the chocolate fountain running in
You
the
know
back.
what?
like,
You know what?
getting
No, it's
diabetes.
just a Golden Corral.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
They gotta have the generic Golden Corrals, so
You get the ones with the
Just
shitty
go to-
pizzas.
Yeah.
It's the silver fence.
The silver fence. It's not that good. Second, it's bad.
But it's somehow better than Golden Corral.
Golden Corral's like bottom of the. Like I would pick a Chuckarama.
So it
over a
goes Golden Corral, Silver Fence, and then
Hometown
Bronze
buffet.
Gate.
Bronze Gate. Man, Bronze Gate's got some fire chicken wings.
And it would. you could-
Chuckarama's actually pretty good. I like
That's what I'm
Chuckarama.
saying. Yeah, Chuckarama's decent. Whereas
fe-
Golden Corral's fucking garbage.
Golden
for
Corral is
kids.
definitely the fast food of buffet places.
Oh yeah.
And it's been a real long time since I've been to a hometown buffet.
Hometown buffet was so good. Mm.
Hometown.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a western location. Things like a California location
Oh.
or something like that. Maybe there's one in Arizona. I don't know. Maybe there's one in Colorado. I don't know.
probably is. I can imagine.
It's the only one I've ever seen.
I
So
remember it being a really good place to eat, but I was also a young child where I thought anything was
Dude,
like
don't
good,
hit your
pretty
pillow
much.
like that.
You guys ever been to a Cece's Pizza?
No.
Ooh.
Cece's?
Yeah. So have you guys ever been to Primo's?
Yes.
It's like Primo's is Golden Corral, and Cece's is like Chuckarama.
Whoa.
Okay. That
So
sounds
it's a much better Primo's
okay. I liked Primo's when I went there.
as a child.
Their dessert
It's like
pizzas
a
are pretty
you're
bomb.
free
teenager kind
Yeah.
of age. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was a lot of pizza for not a whole lot price.
I just remember like thinking I was an absolute animal because I'd eat like 25 to 30 pieces of pizza, but they were
They were
all
really
just
small slices.
Really small slices, yeah. So I
liked
weren't really
the
eating
dessert
that much.
pizza bar.
The dessert pizza.
Yeah, those were so good. The desserts.
Fucking
Have
fire.
a pecan pie on a pizza crust.
Or blueberry pie.
Peanut
so
butter
good.
pizza.
Oh,
So good. Or the
pizza.
cookies and cream pizza.
cookies in my
Yeah.
cum because this pizza is just delicious.
yeah, what was that place that we went to before? Is John's Incredible Pizza or whatever?
That sounds super familiar, but
Yeah.
I'm not painting a picture in my mind.
It
You don't
was-
remember John?
There's a lot of Johns.
And his incredible pizza?
It was like a it was like a giant CC's, but they had like carnival rides inside and shit. And-
Jesus.
yeah,
That's
That's a
that sounds
pizza
like
place?
yeah.
That sounds insane.
that sounds like a kid's Dave and Buster's.
It's
Yeah.
John's Incredible Pizza.
That sounds like Boondocks.
God,
or
I
Wahoo's,
can,
but,
that's
like,
well, every time
infinitely
you
better.
say that, it's nostalgia in my brain, but I just can't picture it for some reason.
I went there for like a school function of some sorts.
I just remember
with
the
school
Bonnie's.
friends,
That's awesome.
Bonnie's pizza.
Debonies.
or maybe it was some kid's birthday and I got invited. It was one of those things.
Debonairs.
The Bonnie's Pizza was the first place that I got a Blue Eyes White Dragon
Oh, wow.
Yu-Gi-Oh card, and
Well,
I pulled it
that's
out of one of those
exactly
freaking
why
quarter
you-
machines.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
That's why you'd remember
And
that.
yeah, I got it, and I was just stoked as hell, dude. And there was like a bunch of kids there at this like party for whatever it was. I can't remember if it was a birthday party or if it was like a youth baseball party or something like that. And one of the kids stole my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. My Blue
Oh,
Eyes
dude,
White
did you
Dragon.
cut him?
I found him. I told my dad to go kick his ass. And he just went over to his dad and was like, "Hey, I heard your son took my kid's card. You need to tell him to give it back." And he did. And the corner was bent.
And that's when you
Fucked
went
on
and
it.
broke the kid's
I was
legs.
going to say, you
No,
either
I
stabbed
was
him
kind of
with
a
a
pussy
plastic
kid.
knife.
I was just super sad. I got really depressed.
And he broke his own legs.
Should have called me over.
He would have
I,
broke his legs.
I thought you were there for that one.
I don't think
Whatever
I
it
was
was.
there for the confrontation, but I didn't see him steal it. I saw you get it, and I was like, "Whoa, crazy!" And then I went and did my own thing. So I was probably playing like Metal Slug on the arcade machine or something. My turn was almost up.
But like we watched the Yu-Gi-Oh show, and I saw him pull out those Blue Eyes White Dragons in the show and whatnot, and I was so stoked to see that I got that
Whenever
card.
Kaiba pulls it out, and it's like between his fingers, but he does like that to like show off whatever it is.
Huh.
So sick.
Oh yeah.
And
Kaiba
so
was
when
a
I
G.
pulled that card, I was like, I am Kaiba.
I am the leader of this corporation.
You know,
That's how I feel about my Blue Eyes deck. Is every time I play it, it's just like Kaiba.
Okay, bitch. That's yeah, that made me really upset because he pulled that, and it's like not just the blue eyes, it's the hollow, the foil blue eyes.
Yeah, dude, it was
And what I pulled was a Monster Reborn,
right.
Oh,
a plain non-first edition Monster Reborn. Stupid.
getting a spell card is upsetting over a really good monster card, unless it's like the rare great spell or trap card. Where it's like Kunai with Chain. It's a solid one. Never upset.
Kunai with Chain.
Kunai with Chain.
Same with Mirror Force. Can't be upset. Getting
Oh,
that.
I love me a Mirror Force.
And Swords of Revealing Light. Thank you for saving me. Why my deck is
And I play Pot of Greed.
Pot of Duality.
It allows me to draw 2 cards.
That's banned, sir.
What does Pot of Greed do? It allows me to draw 2 cards.
And then I play Pot of Greed. Allows me to draw 2 more cards.
It's like half your hand is Pot of Greed.
And I bet you weren't expecting this. I'm going to play Pot of Greed.
Pot of.
It's because it made the Exodia deck too OP. So you'd sit there, and all you had were Pot of Greeds and Exodia pieces. And you just, Pot of Greed, no. Pot of Greed, no. Pot of Greed. Oh, there we go. All 5, I win. Suck it.
How many times have you been best man?
The only wedding that I've been to is my own.
Really?
Yes.
Bro.
Never been to a wedding until my wedding, and my wedding had to be dry. Couldn't do alcohol at the wedding because of the venue, which was kind of lame.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think
I mean,
about
I told
that.
people, I was like, I don't give a fuck if you pregame. Like, you can go out in the parking lot and chug some alcohol, and if you come in here all drunk, I'm not going to say anything. Besides, hey, what up, buddy?
Hey. How you doing?
I
Feeling a
don't.
little toasty? It was hot that day. That was a really
That,
hot day.
well, it was like mid-August. It was fucking
We did the
scorching.
ceremony outside.
Well, the sun is setting.
It's literally just right there.
The sun is setting right where we're all sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
That's
trying
it.
to sit there and watch you like through squinted eyes because the sun's just right in our shit. Like,
It was nice being up there and not having to like look at myself, you know?
Yeah.
Like with blind eyes. I got to look at all you guys, and it was like I could see everybody real good.
the lighting was immaculate.
But everyone was doing
everybody's
this
faces.
number.
You remember the ceremony as everyone's Chinese.
We're having this reoccurring nightmare. Everybody's Chinese.
Yeah. I still have the little pin too that says "Best Man" on it. It's on my desk. I mean my nightstand.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been best man 5 times.
Wow.
Whoa, don't you just have a lot of friends?
You are
Yeah, I know.
bestest mensch.
I'm aiming for 10 before I die. But I don't know
You're
if that's
halfway
gonna
there.
happen.
Let me see.
Halfway there.
Yeah,
Halfway to dying
walking
or
up there
halfway
at
to
70 years
Probably
old
both.
and his best man for your. I don't know who the fuck
For,
is
like,
getting married
my
when you're.
divorced younger brother or something.
For
My
your
older brother's already dead, so he can't be him.
No, your best man for your son's wedding
That'd be cool.
or something.
Daddy,
but no.
would you be my best man?
There's been some
Son don't have no
bachelor
friend.
parties that are just too much for even me to handle.
Define too
like
much.
it.
Like, what do you mean?
Like traveling out of state and buying everything for like 10 people, like throughout the entirety of the evening. Be it
You were buying
drugs,
everything.
alcohol, food.
Why'd they make you buy everything?
Place.
Because he's.
I
he was-
I
don't
offered.
know.
Oh,
It was at a time
Oh,
in
okay.
my life where I was financially stable, and
Like-
that trip made me not financially stable because that was
was the one.
expensive.
bachelor party
spent,
and
like, what?
Nookie Puss. You are buying everything. I
No,
hope you're okay with that.
I chose.
I hope you're okay
chose
with
to do it. Yeah, but no, I spent like $1,200 at the steakhouse, paying for everybody.
Hot fucking damn.
Ooh,
$1,200? Well, that is
You
10
get some
people.
filet mignon.
Yeah.
Everyone got filet
I
mignon.
was gonna say everybody with drinks was right around the $100 mark, if not more.
And that's just for a single person.
Yeah,
$100 a person. God damn.
that's pretty rough.
Yeah. My wife's.
You know what fucking made me the most mad is they fucked up just about every single one of our meals too.
Oh. Dude.
Everyone's steaks were the wrong kind of doneness. Some of them got like the incorrect steak like choice that they chose. Like
what kind of fucking
I
restaurant
was
you running here?
pissed. I was so mad.
Steaks come back better at like Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
Ooh, I haven't had some good old fashioned Texas Roadhouse in a minute.
Yeah. Longhorn and Texas. Those are just two absolute dick slappers.
My wife's sister is talking about, because she's supposed to get married like next year in August or something. She's like, yeah, I think we might go to Hawaii.
Destination wedding.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So everybody's got to go to Hawaii for it, including us. And I'm just like, huh. I could feel my wallet burning.
Yeah, I'm just hurting like.
Start buying the tickets now in like super advance. You get them cheap.
Yeah, but
Booked the flight several months in between, homie.
they haven't even confirmed. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go to Hawaii if the groom's grandparents are willing to go, and like, oh my God.
Old as dirt.
Why is a bank
Flying
on
Because
the grandparents?
they want them there for the ceremony and stuff like that. And if they're
Well,
like, we're not going to Hawaii, then they might change
Honeymoon
their
in
mind.
Hawaii, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, dude.
Like, everybody go.
They're like, we're gonna get a Airbnb in Hawaii for everyone to stay at.
I mean,
And
if
My best friend's wedding, they did that for the after party. We partied all weekend long after the ceremony on Friday. There's like 30 people in that fucking cabin. It was
Goddamn.
crazy. So that's actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, but like, oh,
Yeah, just
Hawaii.
getting to Hawaii and how expensive everything is in Hawaii because they have to import all their goods.
don't get me wrong.
That'd be
Love
sweet.
to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
but I like to
Never
go to
been there
Hawaii on
before.
my own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not being stuck there going to a wedding.
I'm forced to go to Hawaii for this wedding.
Yeah, I want to go snorkeling. I want to go play with sea turtles.
Oh, wait,
And
we
I
gotta
know
go to
there's
the
gonna be
ceremony.
drama.
And then
I want to
afterwards-
sacrifice someone in a volcano.
Yeah.
Doji Boba!
Went to Hawaii, got him ass murder charge.
I want to see the natural native Hawaiian animals.
The boar that they hunt to extinction.
Okay. Yeah.
For their shuckling pig.
Do they have a pig problem
They used to.
with like truffle pigs?
I don't know about truffle pigs. I just know that they have like wild boar population that they are culling all the time, which isn't good because they still kind of need them. But
The exotic Hawaiian macaw.
it's just this really small, like high pitched, like squeak that only dogs hear all the time. Every once in a while, it lowers its frequency enough for you to hear it.
I remember getting Hawaiian like chocolate macadamia.
I thought you were gonna say Hawaiian punch. I'm like, yeah, I remember that too.
Getting
Or Hawaiian
getting that
pizza.
Hawaiian punch straight from Hawaii.
Yeah.
This is authentic Hawaiian punch.
They took it out of the Hawaiian punch lake.
Wasn't it a giant mountain or tiki that the juice comes out of?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
the
giant
Hawaiian
tiki sitting right over there in Hawaii.
That's
They
that's
go-
where the tiki punch comes from.
They go milk the
The
tiki.
Hawaiian
It
punch.
cries booze.
The lakes of Hawaii. Does Hawaii have
Hawaii.
lakes? I don't think Hawaii has lakes.
What? It's got one big lake.
It's
surrounded-
Like
in
the
the
ocean. It's the greatest lake.
What are
in
you talking
Hawaii.
about? Hawaii's a
my
land
meals
lake.
out of a sea turtle shell.
There's a small pond on the top of Honolulu that is constantly filled with pure Hawaiian punch
No added sugar.
and is exported across the world.
That'd be one hell of an export.
Maybe that's
they'd
what
make a lot of money.
lava's used for.
It's Hawaiian punch.
Yeah, they catch it, process it down, cool it.
So that it doesn't turn into stone.
Yeah.
What's that one? There's one isle at Subway where the beach is like black sand, and underneath it, it's like also red sand, and it makes the water red. So it's like
think it's
black sand with red water. It's like
Spain?
That sounds great.
yes. I think it's like Spain, Portugal, somewhere like
Yeah.
that.
That sounds like something you need to be on like mushrooms on, and you just go
No,
walk
God,
through the
no.
beach.
That would
through
freak you
The
way
blood
out
beach of
because
black sand.
Yeah, the bloody beach.
as the waves are rolling in and that sand gets like turned up, like it's just black and red waves just coming at you the whole time. That would freak you
Just
the fuck
losing
out.
your mind
Yeah.
out on the beach.
No,
I'm
thank
gonna be
you.
stoned on the beach. Yeah,
That'd be yeah. See, that'd be okay. But
Walking
like
on the
doing
beach.
like psychedelics on the beach while that's happening,
I think I
no
can
way,
handle it.
no.
Walking on the beach.
I think I can handle it.
Well, that's why I said. Well, that's why I said mushrooms. Acid, no way. There's no way in hell.
Yeah.
I don't care.
About to be
Both.
my meat.
I don't give a fuck. Peyote,
Peyote.
EMT.
You know what? Screw it. Bath
Just gonna
salts.
pass out on the.
dihydrogen peroxide tenacious, DMT.
Tenacious.
Anyone got a car? I'm gonna just huff on the pipe real quick.
Just give me exhaust.
Man, that's something I need to do though. I need to like
Huff
take
exhaust.
no. No, I want to go on the beach and just like smoke on the beach.
Oh yeah.
Just hang out for the
Smoking
fucking
on the
day.
beach.
Yeah.
I've done that, and it's pretty fun.
See, I wouldn't be able to contain myself if I was doing that. Just sitting there, smoking on a beach. Smoking on a beach.
Smoking on the beach. Now let's rock it.
But,
Living like Larry.
oh, night swimming and alcohol, the perfect combination.
That's how some people stay alive.
Well, I've always wondered about that. Is like, could you have a panic attack from being too stoned as you're swimming in the ocean?
Oh, yeah.
Possibly.
Is that possible to where
yeah.
you just like
It's very possible.
all of a sudden can't?
Like early June, we went out to like the southernmost tip of Washington because my buddy his parents had a timeshare and one of the hotels was there. So it was this tiny town, but then there's just like this single hotel like right on the beach.
Nice.
And so we went out, and like June, it's still like really kind of cold, like over there.
Because it's so
And-
high up.
Yeah, and we went out into
Well, not
the
high
ocean,
up, but
and the waves were pretty significant. But we went out there, and like to the point where like to the undertow, like if you like went down just like a little bit more, then you could touch, and then like the wave would carry you up like another 5 feet or whatever. And before we realized it, we were carried like a quarter mile down the beach, like to the
Underwater?
point where- no, like
Oh.
we were above the water, but like
Holy
the waves,
fuck!
like the waves kept crashing over you, so you are getting thrown underwater. But when we realized where we were, and like while we were trying to swim back, we were a quarter mile away from our shit in the hotel. Like,
ooh,
just down the ocean bank. We're like, okay, diagonal. Like, don't swim directly towards shore because it's not going to work.
Yeah,
Like,
swim
you gotta go diagonally.
Swim diagonally towards shore, please.
It was not good because one of my buddies was a big boy. And
Uh-oh.
I was just like, it's a good thing that you've done like a lot of cardio work in your day, but like,
you got a lot of swimming ahead of you.
yeah. Well, it's because I went out there and I was like, having fun or whatever. And then two of them came out to like join me. And then I didn't realize how far out that we were when we tried to start swimming back.
Yeah.
And then our other friend was on the beach. He's just like, what the fuck, guys? Like, do I call somebody? Like, he's trying to yell out to us. Like, to see if we're
Throw
okay.
a
Like,
life vest or a life preserver.
it was bad. So, yeah, I would imagine that doing that and trying to swim in the ocean, you'd probably get
Scary, dude. Ocean's scary. I've only been in the ocean once, and
Oh,
I
been in
didn't-
the
I
ocean
didn't-
several times, but I still don't like it.
I didn't mess around with it like that.
I've
Last
been
last time I went, I got really chafy in my thighs because of all the salt water and
Oh,
sand.
man.
Yeah, and that blew my mind. Like I didn't realize. I always heard, yeah, the ocean's salty, but I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was that salty,
Yeah.
where you're physically covered in head to toe in salt.
Once it dries out, you're just like, I feel like a chicken about to be roasted.
Well, and then everything clicked about the baths at the beach because I'm like, who washes himself in the beach? Because you have salt on you,
Yeah.
dumbass.
I really enjoyed being at the beach. I would boogie board on the waves, and literally a few times I would ride it from all the way out there, all the way to the shore, and just land right on the sand. And it was so much fun just being right on top of that wave on the boogie board. Just woo. But like that was kind of like young, ignorant me about what is in the ocean. Like I was just kind of little young me. Boogie boarding out there. There's nothing happening out here. And now I think if I went out there, I'd definitely get pretty psyched out. I'd be like, sharks.
I've seen some nature documentaries.
I don't know what's under me. Colossal squid.
Last I heard was a megalodon could be alive.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
I'd be more scared, like, not necessarily like the big things, but like stepping on like coral or sea urchins or something, just
Or like
like
a jellyfish that's been
Yeah.
or
washed up.
jellyfish.
Jellyfish are scary.
Because that's shit you actually do see on the beach. Because I mean, the sharks don't really get that close to the beach most of the time.
Depending on where
Depending
you are,
where
they
you're
can,
at.
but they're not like that close. They're
Yeah,
still,
but
like,
you're not
30
going
or
to see a
50
great
feet
white
out.
like
Yeah,
at the fucking
It's
shore
just
or
like a
anything.
Walking
hammerhead
along
or
the
like
beach.
a mako or
You
something.
might see a tiger shark,
Still
maybe.
fuck you up, yeah.
Tiger sharks will fuck you
A
up.
bull shark. in
I'll
the
fight a
Colorado
shark.
River.
Yeah, but if you're like on the
try and
coast,
fight
if you're on the
a shark, it won't
coast,
work.
like in like Washington, Oregon, Northern
You gotta worry about the
California.
whales.
What about all the dudes who are surfing out there and they get their arms chopped off and they're like, yep,
I guess I gotta keep doing it.
I like surfing too much. Take my other arm, then I'll quit.
Make it so I can't carry my board out there.
I was
That's
say
when I'll
because then I
stop.
can't even paddle out there.
Yeah. Just nubs trying to paddle through the water.
You put the nubs on, but see, this is when you make an equipment for amputees to
I was
where you
gonna
put
say-
paddles on them.
Just like makeshift shark fins that they just put like on their shoulder nubs so they can paddle out.
Yeah.
Play surfing simulator.
Well, we're gonna have to end the podcast right here, though. Oh shit, that's bright.
It's bright
Holy
as
fuck.
fuck. Strobing.
I hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed the. Okay, I'm done with that. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Milkman, I'm glad you joined us today.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Yeah,
great,
I'm
man.
glad I was able to get here.
I hope that you show up for more.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. How should I end this one?
Well, first of all,
Music.
make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell for all the notifications. That way you don't miss when we drop a new video. Join us next week for when we talk about weddings. The reason we were talking about bachelor parties today is because my older brother's getting married in a week. So I get to talk about that a little bit more. I know we kind of dived into weddings a little bit today, but amongst other things, we do have a fun game plan lined out for the remainder of the year. We're going to be coming at you with a lot more new content. Couple of different things that are going to be tickling each and everybody's fancy, so be sure to keep your eyes out for that. Again, hit that bell for the notifications. That way you know when we drop a new video.
You say all that shit so fast and never get a chance to get anything in there.
I'm sorry.
That's why I was breathing heavy like that.
Yeah, it just rolls through the mind, so I don't,
No, it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
flawless. Keep doing it.
I
But-
intend to.
Yeah, catch us on Spotify. Listen to us on your drive.
Yeah, listen to us while you're driving around.
Hope everyone's having a good day.
There's a really big fart sound.
We'll
When?
see you guys next week.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.